Hey, Mom.
Yeah?
We've got Allstate, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Well, I found this new thing called...
Allstate Quick Photo Claim.
It's an app. You understand that? Just take photos of the damage with your phone and upload them to Allstate.
Really?
So you get a
Quicker estimate, quicker payment.
quicker back to normal.
I just did it. But maybe you can find an app that will help you explain this to your father.
Introducing Quick Photo Claim. Just another way Allstate is changing car insurance for good.
Have you been running since the first of the year, though?
I've been running, but not in a road kind of way. You know, I've been working on this record and other deals. You know, I did a CMT Crossroads with One Republic, so that was a lot of fun to woodshed and work on that. And but just the main thing is Knox being born and just being around for these first 4 or 5 months, which is nice. You know, just trying to get the family. You're finding you're not adding a member. You are finding a whole new center. You know. With sleep and colds and going places. I mean, my wife's catchphrase is, "What about Knox?" Because all these plans to go do something, and we're halfway out the door. We're like, "What about Knox?" Oh yeah, okay. So how are we going to make that work? All right. Well, okay. We'll take 2 cars. You know, it's like, and it's been great. And it's really fun to have this time off. Also, to really play. We're doing our first headlining for real headlining tour, going out and playing those amphitheaters again. And it's the first time we've done it in the past. You know, I spent 2005, 6. I'm a hard learner, and 7, pounding my head against a wall where I thought a door existed and didn't exist.
And what do you mean by that?
We went out early on to go headline arenas, and I'd walk into the Palace of Auburn Hills that holds 20,000 people. You know, the stage pressed all the way back. And I know we do about 2,500 people a night. You know, here we are playing these arenas. And what in the world are we doing? You know, just not the right advice probably at that time. You know, I remember touring with Kenny Chesney.
I was about to say, whose idea was that?
Yeah, exactly. It was you know the deal with all that stuff. I was touring with Kenny, and my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, we were having dinner, and we talked about this moment. We talked about it when all this stuff was going down. It was my last tour with Kenny. I'd done 2 tours with Kenny, and he was eating. And I said, "Yeah, next year we're going to go out and headline some arenas." And Kenny stopped eating and looked up at me, kind of wide-eyed, and then just said, "Great," and looked back down. And it's like, that should have been your cue. That guy knows, he knows hard ticket dates. But we learned, it took us a long time to learn that it just doesn't work. You know, it wasn't going to work that way. So, yeah, I kind of removed myself from the game. Stepped out of the game, did the bluegrass record, and man, I feel like ever since then, it really helped me kind of reset my attitude towards the album making process. Nothing against the way I've been doing it in the past, but it's just like, okay, every one of these albums is so special, and let's just really keep the quality control big on the songs. And for the first time, I'm really cutting outside songs, which wasn't something I've always been for that, but I didn't have the right folks around me to kind of really make that a priority. And so I'm working with Arturo Bonahora, a good buddy of mine who really is the executive producer, who's really the yes or no guy when it comes to songs, which has been great. This album, I wrote a ton of songs for it, but we listened to a billion, and I ended up cutting 6 of mine and 6 from the community, which is, I'm so happy about that. And it's taken me, I'll take the blame myself, but really just having people around you that, I sing it to the rooftops now when I see someone like Charles Kelly, your 3rd album, and he's already knows that. But I'm like, yeah, you got to find great outside songs because you cannot continue to write the same pace that you did on albums 1 and 2. So it's a smart thing to do, and everyone does it. And I don't know why it took us so long to learn to do that, but I feel like this album has a great blend of. It just has the best songs, which is what we were looking for.
You think sometimes, as a writer, I've found over the years, I may not even write for where my head's at.
Totally.
As well as I can listen for where my head's at.
When you go in to write a song, you're just writing a song. And there's times you start a song and it's, I can tell right away, okay, this is going to make the record, isn't going to make the record, this isn't where I'm at, but you still have to let this honor the process and finish that song and let it be whatever it's going to be.
Right.
Most likely it's going to be something that never sees the light of day. It lives on your hard drive, but you still finish the process. I do, at least. I don't stop and go, no, it's a good song. Maybe something will come out of it. But for this record, for me, that was the goal. best songs. I don't even know what they're even going to be about, but we're going to pick the best. That's it. And then the next layer down was just finding what they're going to be about, what's going to compose these songs, and that's where you hope life comes in and helps you find something worth saying. And for me, life came in with some big news and big events of my dad passing away at the beginning of the process, and then my son being born at the end of the process. Those two things happened in the middle of making this record. So definitely had some major events happen in my life. So that was kind of a starting point for emotional content, and for my ear to be listening for songs that kind of fit into a bigger theme of life in general. Not just grief songs or kid songs, but just songs about life.
Yeah.
You know? And luckily throughout that whole time, as you know, you're out on the road with us, the Miranda Lambert, the Locked and Reloaded tour. So much fun, the most fun tour of my life. And that luckily played into the process as well. And that part of who I am, which is a fun person and enjoys having a good time, made its way onto the album. So it really kind of filled itself out nicely. But the main thing, great songs, something to write about, and then just the music, the production, working with Ross Copperman and some new guys in the studio, just finding a way to let the music support the lyrics and not trying to do lyrics and music at the same time. Lyrics are king. Music needs to come up underneath it, and just whether it's using the steel guitar to sound like a steel guitar, or using just make sounds. However we're going to let's make sounds that make the lyrics have the most weight and lift the song in the right places and bring the songs down the right places. Let's really use the music differently. So anyway, I'm excited about it, as I could talk about it all day long, and I feel like we really it's a neat time in my life.
Well, I love your current single. You wrote that with Brett, right?
Yeah, I did, man. I was back in Arizona. My dad had just passed away, and I was just sitting there looking at this beautiful Arizona sunset, thinking about my dad and thinking about the road trip we'd taken from Phoenix to Nashville when I was 19 in this truck, which his name is still on it, this 1994 Chevy truck. And I was asking, thinking about, why do I still drive that same truck? It's parked out front here today. And I was, it's because of my dad. It's those memories that we have together. And it was asking a lot of questions about myself. There's times I have a pair of beat up boots on and we're going to an award show. I should probably put on a nice pair of boots. But in my mind, I'm like, those boots played a lot of crappy places to get me to this award show. It's not right to almost not wear them here. I have this weird thing about materialistic objects, but they take on meaning in life for me. Same with my guitar. I have one guitar that I really like. It's beat to hell, but I play it. It has all the stories in it. So that's where that song kind of came from. I had these vignettes of my truck and the guitar, and then maybe trying to find a way, in only as you can in country music, relating your truck and your car to your love of your wife. You can't do that in too many genres. But so I had those ideas, and then I went to Brett's house, and I don't stockpile. I don't get that many what I think are great ideas like I used to, because it's just busy. So I really hold on to the ones that I got that I think are great.
Hold on?
I hold on to them, yes. There you go. And I'd never written them before, but we had a good vibe, a good chemistry, and I thought, man, I'm just going to roll the dice on this thing. Because as a songwriter, once you throw it out there, even if it's a great idea and it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and you just move on to the next. There's no backtracking. But I threw it out there, and he came up with these great choruses, faith, love, and freedom. I mean, I was like, that's it. And, I'm proud of all the songs I've written, but that one really means a lot to me personally, and to see fans latching on to it, to see the top 10, to hear it on the radio, it's special.
Are you still skating at all?
The hockey's gone way downhill.
Yeah.
Some things some things come, some things go, and I haven't been able to skate as much as I wanted to, so.
What are you doing physical? You look like you're in good shape.
I'm doing one of those things. I'm doing a CrossFit deal,
One of those things.
Yeah, one of those things. I hadn't worked out in about a year, and this year I was like, I had to find some new motivational thing. So there's this thing called Iron Tribe here in town, and it's a workout thing. It's quick, it's intense, and there's a food thing that goes along with it. So I've been eating tons of meat and vegetables and cutting out everything else. So, but my wife's a vegetarian.
Lose the carbs.
Yeah, lose the carbs. So she's a vegetarian. She's just raised that way.
Right.
She's never. That's just her parents are kind of the hippy dippy thing.
Yeah.
So she doesn't know what meat tastes like. And poor thing, she comes home. I have like a whole chicken over the sink. I'm just so hungry because every 3 hours I'm just ravenous. When you cut bread out, you're just starving. So I got a rotisserie chicken I just bought at Kroger's over over the fridge. I'm just like gnawing at it, you know, and just stuff's coming out everywhere. Like, hang on, give me 5 minutes. I'm just chowing half the chicken, or I got buddy has all this deer meat, you know.
Give me
I got.
a second while I trash this
I'm just
chicken.
like, it's like they call it the caveman, the paleo caveman diet, and you are like a caveman. You just like when it's time to eat meat, you just go after it. And I got a bunch of venison, you know, and it's real bloody kind of meat, you know. So I'm making these steaks, and my wife's like, is that just soaking in blood? I'm like, kinda, but I don't even care, you know.
Love you,
like,
honey.
I'm just so hungry all the time. But it's been it's been good for me just to switch it up and kind of. I'm excited for this tour. This tour comes out, you know, starts in May. I have all this time to prepare, and I want to be physically, mentally, emotionally ready to make this the best tour of my life.
What are you doing? Anything crazy? I saw Chris is on the tour, right? Chris Young.
Yeah, Chris Young's coming out, man. Who, you know, one of the best traditional singers
He's
there
good,
is.
isn't he?
But he also
Man.
puts on a great live show, good energy.
Yeah.
So you get that mix of great voice and great energy. John Party, his record just came out.
Yeah.
Can't get enough
I
of it.
love him too,
Yeah.
man. That's
He's
just
a trip.
Yeah, and he is.
Yeah, he's real true to himself, you know, and he just
Good guy, and his music's got a neat kind of roots thing to it.
real
too.
neat roots thing. The album title, Write You a Song. That song in particular is a honky tonk Bakersfield stomper. It's awesome. I couldn't get past track 2 when I was listening to his record. I kept rewinding it. And he's one of those guys. He's just in the moment. He reminds me of me back in that day. You know, he's in the moment, man. He's just loving it.
Yeah.
And then this guy Chase Rice, who's kind of been building an underground deal. He's starting to get some airplay. He's a co-writer on Cruise, but he's been out there touring and kind of building up a following just through the touring, which I really respect a lot because that's kind of how we did it, just touring nonstop and touring hard. And so it's gonna be a fun tour. I mean, these 3 guys are all single and right in the middle of rocking. So I'm sure it's gonna be good energy on stage and it's gonna be a fun tour. I can't wait.